put the CSS code which is necessary to center the frame. But I think I put that in there initially and just forgot to take it out. Okay, that's an overview of what the PHP code does. Let's see. Let's see. Other methods. Oh yeah. Other methods from the from frame are going to be CSS, which will generate the CSS from the for the particular frame that you want. Because last time I said that I needed to generate different CSS code for each frame. So I'm going to basically have the frames put in a table, and you call this particular method, and that will generate the CSS code which is necessary for that frame. Well, this is called by by using a link. That is, I link in, and in the link I call PHP. I call PHP code, and the code that's linked in actually calls this guy. And similarly, display allows me to display that page which I showed you earlier, which simply listed all of the frames that I had available. Yeah, there's other. Oh yeah, there are some other methods that are available, but they're really not relevant to what we're doing here. That is, I put in title just simply to return the title of the page, so I can put a title on the page, and I can do that with a particular for each particular class that I use. And similarly, JavaScript and CSS files, so I could add additional files and so forth. Okay. Okay. Is there any questions? I'm not going to get into how I display the pages and so forth, because I don't think that'd take too much time. That's probably too easy. Okay, this is the start of the PHP code. Yeah, like it says here, the heart of the code is a table which I made. These represent, I gave names to each one of the entries in an array. And I have here an array of arrays, which each array that's inside this array corresponds to one frame. Let's see. I'm not sure if I put any samples in here or not. But this part here is basically just to make my code a little bit easier to work with. So I could use names instead of having to use numbers for everything, because I work better with names. Okay, this is the draw code. Okay. This is the code which actually draws the frame that we talked about. First checks if there's a width, then it's going to go into the table and find the entry. I can change this a little bit since I copied this off. That's okay. It's going to go into the table until it finds the entry for the particular frame that it wants, which is table type -1. I could have, I suppose. This finds the least LCM, this least common multiple of the let's see. Yeah, for the width, it finds the least common multiple of the upper and lower width, and the reason for that is if I specify, if I specify width, then what it's going to do is, if I actually specify the width of the image rather than letting the data decide what it is, and what it will do is it's going to draw the picture, and I can use that one, yes. The part in here will always be set up to be an integral number of images, so that, for example, on the hearts, when you do the hearts on this thing, there it goes. When you get to the end, you don't end up with any hearts cut in two, cut down the middle, which just looks nicer. And I did the same thing for the width, then for the height. So if I specify both the width and height, then it will make it so it's the next larger multiple, so everything comes out even. Okay. Then I make my type is set here. This corresponds to just the internal name I'm going to use for the CSS type. So it's just frame followed by the 2-digit number which I'm using to identify the frame. And that will keep them separated, so I can have different types of frames on the same page. Okay, this one generates the container thing, and for the container, that's where I set the height and the width. And also, if it says if I set center, like I said, I don't need that, but I put it in there anyway. If it says center, then it's going to set the left and right margins to auto, which has the effect of centering the page. And then this is just the rest of the XHTML code, which I went over earlier. You've got the frame container, and then this one is just dumped out. The data is always put at the end, simply because, see right here, if there's data, then it's going to put the data at the end, and simply because I thought that was a good place to put it. Oops, I think it's getting a screensaver here.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Pizza.
Okay, this is the PHP with a link statement that will link in the CSS code. I made a PHP program here. The PHP program has parameters to it which simply tell it which type of frame I want. The number here says whether I want first frame, second